Hey Henry, I'm going to go ahead and do the video for I'm Nobody, Who Are You? I talked to your mom and I've decided that I'm going to give you another week to complete this poem. So I'm doing the video now and you can watch it and work on it anytime between now and the end of next week. You don't need to turn this poem into me until the 4th, okay? I just wanted to also let you know that I am really enjoying the writing that you're turning in. It's fun, it's interesting, and I look forward to reading the things that you're giving me. So keep up the good work. I know it's not always easy. I know it can be a lot, but you're doing great, and I appreciate the time and effort and the hard work that you're putting in. Okay, so let's get started with the poem. Let's look at our pre-grammar question. It's asking, are you a nobody or a somebody? And what might be the advantages of each? And which one should we strive for? So remember that this is an opinion question. Give me your thoughts, okay? Then go through the reading notes. We have bog and oxymoron. And then you've got 2 vocabulary words, dreary and live long, okay? So those aren't too bad. It's pretty short and sweet. Now, the comprehension questions, there are 5 of them, so a little bit more than the last poem, but still not too terribly many. And then you have the logic questions, and I believe there are 5 of those as well. So this is not terribly long, but it's a little bit more than the Pedigree of Honey was. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and read the poem to you. I'm nobody, who are you? I'm nobody, who are you? Are you nobody too? Then there's a pair of us. Don't tell, they'd advertise, you know. How dreary to be somebody, how public, like a frog. To tell one's name, the livelong June, to an admiring bog. Okay. So I want to kind of go through a little bit of this with you. So, our speaker here is very clearly announcing that they are a nobody, and they want to know if the reader is a nobody or a somebody. Okay. In the poem, the reader is very specifically, I'm sorry, not the reader. In the poem, the speaker is very clearly addressing the reader, okay, by asking, who are you? Okay. And so she's not only addressing the speaker by asking, who are you? Are you a nobody as well? But she's also addressing nobodies, and by extension, she's addressing somebodies, okay? It's clear that the reader is very happy to be a nobody. She thinks that should be preferred. She feels like it is dreary and awful, really, to be a somebody. And I want to kind of talk a little bit about what our speaker thinks of a nobody and what she thinks of a somebody, okay? So she kind of sees nobodies as people who are unknown, private, more to themselves, and she views somebodies as public, maybe popular, well-known. So that's kind of her view on what, in her mind, those 2 things mean, okay? So again, a nobody would be someone who is not well-known, who is maybe private to themselves, not known to the public, whereas a somebody would be someone who is very public and who is well known and who would be considered popular. Okay? The tone of this poem is a little bit witty, a little bit kind of in the vein of a satire, because I think that that's coming from a little bit that most people, not all, but most people would probably say they would want to be someone who's well known and who maybe even popular. And our speaker here is saying the opposite. She is happy to be a nobody. She's happy to be private. She's happy to not be well known. Okay. Let's see. So again, we know that the speaker is speaking directly to the reader. Okay. We have things like when she's asking, who are you? And, if you're a nobody too, then there could be a pair of us, and, kind of this don't tell. So it's sort of this like little secret between the speaker and the reader. And so think about what effect that kind of secrecy or inside, connection, how that might affect the reader and reading the poem. Okay. You're going to be asked about similes. Now remember that similes compare two unlike things using like or as. So if you're looking for that, think about that and look for that. And in our second stanza, the speaker addresses somebodies, and she says that it's dreary to be a somebody. She says how public they are, and she compares a somebody to a frog. Okay, and she says to tell one's name. So if you think about it, the frog kind of sings its name through its croak in the swamp, right? It lets everyone know that it's there. I'm sure, like us, you can hear them even around your house in the evenings, very loud. They definitely are public, right? And she talks about that they are admired, but she talks about that they're only admired a livelong June. So just for 1 month, okay? And so that kind of speaks a little bit to how she views a somebody is, look, these somebodies are only somebody for a short time, okay? Their popularity is eventually going to fade, and they're not going to be popular or well known for forever. Okay. Let's see. I wanted to go over in your logic section on page 139, question number 5. It talks about how does the anaphora in the second stanza contribute to the force of the central one idea. So anaphora is a repetition of words. So how does the repetition of words kind of help with the meaning of the poem? All right. And so if we look in that second stanza, right away, she says, how dreary, how public, okay? And so here we have this repetition of the word how, okay? And it's emphasizing how pitiful she thinks it really is to be somebody, okay? And so I hope that you can kind of hear that ironic, maybe kind of sarcastic tone in the words, okay? So, she obviously, again, doesn't think highly of people who are public and who kind of are out there and things like that. I hope that this helped. It was really a short poem. I think I covered everything. If there is something that you're still struggling with or something that I forgot to go over, please let me know. And I hope that you've enjoyed these poems by Emily Dickinson. You're going to finish this last one up next week, and then we'll see how things go. We might get into, I think the next one is Carl Sandburg. So we may do a couple of his, and then that might take us to the end, and we don't have too much longer. So anyway, I hope you're doing well. Keep working hard. Keep doing what you're doing. And if you need anything, please don't hesitate to ask.